Good morning. I'm off out on, I think it's about 15k, another local walk, something from the doorstep, a little bit different in that it's a new route, and yeah, it's about 15k, but we'll see when we get back. Lots of things to show you. It just started snowing, so that's great. Love a bit of winter weather. The wind chill is -4 to -5 today, and we're back in the glorious outdoors, trying to keep exercising and get back to fitness post COVID. So yeah, -4, -5 wind chill. It's just started to snow, and we're going all the way from where I live to Bickerstaff, small village, and we're heading to Bickerstaff Wood. We've got a bit of stuff to make for lunch. It's not noodles, you'd be pleased to know, but lovely winter's day. Very, well, it's early-ish, everyone's having a lie in and we're out. We've got the old Caramore boots on from Sports Direct, about 10 years old, falling apart, but use and abuse it, get it used. Let's get going. I'm going to try and cut down on the waffle and just talk to you on the pertinent point. If there's anything interesting, I'll obviously overlay facts in the description box. But yes, let's enjoy the walk. We're heading up Lady Alice's Walk across the fields, which are very still wet and muddy, towards Crossall Brow. I'm going to go through Rough Wood, Whistle Stop Tor, and out past Scarth Hill. This is why you need wellies, but they're not comfy enough for this length of walk because they don't fit properly, so slip and slide. I'm going to do a bit of a call to arms. I'm trying to increase my Instagram followers. I'm pretty rubbish at it. I post loads of posts and I haven't got very many followers. So if anyone enjoys my channel and you've got Instagram, I'd be eternally grateful if you just do the honours, head over there and throw a follow back my way. I'm going to start doing a bit of a follow for follow policy, so if you do that, I'll follow you back. And also I'm going to start, if you tag me in one of your pictures of your outdoor adventure, whatever that may be, I will repost that under the MCM banner. So get following me if you don't mind, tag me in your posts, and I'll choose one a day for a repost. Just tag me in it. So we're up, that's the massive climb done, a couple of metres, coming on to Crossall Brow, and then we're going to be through Roughwood and out Vicarage Lane, Scarth Hill Lane, and then we'll be in new territory and I'll bring you back. In terms of clothing today, I'll leave all the links to what I've got on in the description box. I bought it all myself over the years, got quite a big collection, as those of you that follow the channel will know. In terms of the pants I've got on today, the trousers, wherever you're from, you call them different, kecks around here. The Montan Terra pants. Now, whilst ordinarily they wouldn't be particularly warm for this type of weather, if you just pair them with like I've got a pair of Ron Hills on underneath them, or another base layer close to your skin, leggings, something like that, you can basically adapt them so that they're suitable for wearing on days like this. Little things like that, hopefully, you know, you get a bit of a useful tip and take something from the channel. So here you can see another water tower of Ormskirk, Scarth Hill Water Tower, known locally as the Pepper Pot. I've cycled to it before. I'll leave a link to that video above now as a card, but that's obviously a later generation. and I'll overlay or speak over some details about it. It's obviously no longer in use. It's like the UFO, isn't it? The aliens have landed. Quick distance check. We've done 3.15 miles. Not bad, not bad. We're just increasing it all the time. Build up that fitness for when the hunting horn blows and the mountains are open. Won't be long. So you get these stones, and in days gone by, you were there to stop the wheels on horse and carts banging into walls, just protecting the stonework from the wheels of the horse and carts. There's quite a few of them in Ormskirk. They're all dotted round. Fascinating. You've got to know where to find them though. Anyway, there's an old abandoned chapel here. I'll try and show you that. Here it is. What is this all about? I'm thinking it's not that old. Looking at the designs and the stonework on it. An old door there. The old stained glass. The old bell tower. Look at this. Very interesting. Should we go in and see if we can get in? So there's an old fireplace there. Obviously there has been a fire. It's burned down, hasn't it? State of it. It's bricked up. Breeze blocked. So this is the only bit you've got access to. There's obviously kids in here and doing what they do, but it's interesting. Something for me to do when I get in. Find out some more about this. The last 3 videos I've tripped up and I've left it in, so we're not going to break away from tradition. Let's crack on. So we're looking back down to Ormskirk and then take it around to our left. If we carried on in that direction, that's Orton. Although technically we are in Orton now. We're on Croppers Lane. We're going to head down towards Croppers Farm, and then according to the OS map, we all know what that could mean. There is a right of way across the farmland which is going to take us across the fields to Long Lane, and then heading east we've got Bickerstaff. So I don't know what it's going to be like. You know, it might be awful. Bickerstaff Wood, I don't know whether we can get access to it. It does show that on the map, so hopefully there's somewhere we can slot in, make something to eat, warm up with a warming brew. We've got a little bit of Glenmorangie to make an Irish coffee to warm up on this cold winter's day, and proper camping fare, beans and sausages to cook up on the OEX Vulcan Stove. So it's all good. You can see the UFO behind me. War of the Worlds. Feels like that's what we're in at the moment, doesn't it? It's very apt. We are in the midst of War of the Worlds, a war within the world. Now, if we were able to fly in a straight line straight ahead, we'd be right in the city centre of Liverpool. You can see the Radio City Tower and the cathedrals, all the normal landmarks on the skyline. So the hail, sleet, lots of mix of like sleet, hail and rain. I think it's called Graupel or Gruppel, Graupel. I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's what it is. I think we've taken a very slight detour, and there is a footpath about 500 yards ahead. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we've gone a little tiny bit off piste, and we'll hopefully get to this footpath. There's all these pheasant feeding or pheasant feeders. Here they all are. Must have shoots here. So we're back on the marked path. That was Brier's plantation just behind us. Now the cold weather is sapping the battery of this GoPro. We're about to head out, leave this farmland behind briefly onto Liverpool Road, take a left, and it won't be long before we're back in some tree cover. We'll go over a motorway, the M58, and then we'll arrive at our destination, which is, like I've said, the village of Bickerstaff. There's another sleety hail and snow shower. We're about to head over the motorway on the bridge. I've just found some cramp balls or King Alfred's cakes growing on one of the trees there. And I've cut some for Ant. I'll take them back, dry them out, because they're good tinder, they take a spark. Well, here we go. Motorway. Church in Bickerstaff. It's the M58. Right, we've left the motorway far behind us. And finally, on the skyline, the second one, Bickerstaff Wood. You can see our destination, always rewarding. Feet are feeling it a little bit. They're not the best, these boots, for long distance hiking. But we're nearly there, and this is all new, uncharted territory. And it's nice to see. Look at this lovely birch woodland. Some random carrots just in the hedge. What is that? I think people are putting them in there for the horses. I think it's a bridle path and the horses are going past them. I don't know, I might have just completely made that up. It is a bridle path though. We're going to make our way through the quagmire. Across to this road, we're going to consult the map and hope there's a footpath which takes us into this woodland. And then finally, we can enjoy a bit of lunch on the stove and a lovely warming coffee, relax, and then we've got 6.5 miles to get back. So let's just check. Yeah, 6 miles. So it's about 13 miles all in all this. Pleased with that. It's only flat, but it's still exercise. Right, I don't know if this is public. It says private, keep out. Does that mean this path is, or? Well, that was disappointing. These OS maps are rubbish. The wood is indeed private, and the lady I've just spoke to told me that the gamekeepers have set traps, so you can't go in there. So we'll have to come up with a plan B. Disappointing. Walk 6 miles to find out actually all those trails that you see on the internet, you can't actually use them. find a plan B. So this is the last chance saloon for a lunch spot. It's a mountain bike track. Bickerstaff, small area of woods. That area there is Bickerstaff Woods proper, where we were hoping to go, but I don't fancy falling down a trap which has been laid by a gamekeeper. So we're going to head in here and hopefully find somewhere, although I'm sceptical because if there's mountain bikers here flying past, you know, I'm not going to be sitting here cooking up some beans and sausages on a stove. It simply isn't happening. But we'll see. We come so far, 6.5 miles, nearly 7 miles now, so it's a nice 14 mile of this by the time we get back. But I'm hungry. I want to get up here and have something to eat. I've got to admit defeat. It always happens to me. In there, it's just a shed load of mountain bikers, and I think it's the people that maintain it. They've got a whacker plate out, a petrol whacker plate, compacting the trails down. There's no chance of sitting there talking to the camera, cooking up lunch. It's just not happening. So I'm going to plot off just in these trees here. No matter what, I will be sitting down and making lunch because I'm absolutely starving. Feet are sore and our bit soaking wet. You got to try. And I can't wait for that Irish coffee now. So, yeah, let's find a relatively dry patch and get some food down us. Let's see what we've got. Mug, stove, some gas, 2 of them, and Serbian army mess tin. We can get this out. Right, I've got to put the camera down, let's get the stuff out. So we've got a nice little cheap windshield from Amazon, Serbian army mess tin, and stove wires on the Vulcan by OEX. Nice little combo, and it should do us nice. Let's get this on, get the food warmed up. Right, hopefully that's not going to fall over, let's see. So, food wise, what have we got? Well, look at this. Don't ever say we've moved up from noodles to a tin of Heinz beans and sausages. There's just no messing around, is there, on this channel? It's luxury cooking. I was watching Simon, a bloke in the woods last night, and he made this lovely porterhouse steak for breakfast. Somehow this tin of beans and sausages pales in comparison. So let's get these in. Well, the last one of these I had tasted a bit bizarre. It's the wind picking up just on cue to make filming even more difficult. Let's get all these beans out. Waste not, want not. We've just got a titanium spork for our cookware. There's a little Jura hip flask in there which my dad gave me. I'll be using that. I might just put the whiskey in the beans. There you go. Well, they taste normal, so they're all in there. Let's get this lit. Let's get the show on the road. I was going to say, we're cooking on gas because we are. Right, let's get the compulsory stove shot. So we'll let that do its thing. Just warm that through. They are good, these little cook sets. Serbian army or Yugoslavian army. Mess tin. Cheap and cheerful, solid. There's the water carrying part to it. It's very heavy, but I'm not one of these gram counters. Just get out, get on with it. This is looking very nice. Simple, but effective. Beans and sausages. Got the Alkit 400ml titanium Kenko coffee sachet, and the main event. This is lovely hip flask of Jura from my dad. I reckon we're good to go here. Well, I say it all the time. We might not be in the high hills, fells of North Wales, lakes or the Peak District, but we're outdoors, having a bit of an adventure and doing what I can to keep myself sane. Basic, but warming and nice. Well, that was nice. I probably got bean face, but it's just one of those things. And now, for what we've been waiting for, the special Jura. There's actually Glenmorangie in here, lovely single malt. I'm going to fire up a lovely warming. The whole contents of this is going in it. Purchased from me mate Dave over at Military Mart. Some cracking stuff there. Let's get this in. There we go. So let's get this Irish coffee. Look at that, proper boil. Let's get this show on the road. Gas off. Coffee shook. Prepare. God, if this blows away, we'll just neck the whiskey. Let's get this open. Come on, Chris. You lose your dexterity. There we go. All in there. Good as gold. Give it a quick stir. That looks lovely. They're really nice, the Kenko ones. Happy days. That's that. And now for the magic ingredient. The lovely single malt. Oh, let's get that in there. All in. No messing around. Oh, it smells nice. It smells nice. I don't know if I'm in shot there. It smells lovely. Smells of Christmas. Lovely warming. Let's get the gloves on actually, because it is Baltic. Trust me on that one. We need to keep our fingers moving. Oh, there you go. Use it as a hand warmer. I have got the Cooper hand warmer with me. Oh, the smell of that. That is absolutely bliss. I've just been transported from this soggy woodland to a lovely pub in Scotland, a lovely inn, looking out across Glencoe. The log fires are on, slate floors, whiskey, and I'm sat in the hearth reading a book with a lovely single malt. That's what smelling that has just done. I wonder what tasting it does. Oh, that is lovely. warms the cockles. Nice as anything. Pleased with that. Turned out well. Strong stuff. So there you go. Beans and sausages, Irish coffee in the winter woodland. It's flaming strong. Cheers everyone. Keep plodding on. Keep getting through this. And the end's in sight, isn't it? Let's keep going. Nectar. I can't describe how nice it is. It's like creamy coffee with that lovely single malt kick in there. And that's the whole hip flask. It's not a big one. I'm not a big whiskey drinker, but Patrick Dickinson started me off. As soon as I watched that tent video where he brought a glass to have his Glenmorangie on the peaks, that's it, Patrick's to blame. So there's the distance so far, folks. 7.06 miles. We will be retracing the route, but ever so slightly different on the return. So it's a nice 14-mile walk, and I'm pleased with that. 14 miles. Like I say, I found it so difficult. The old COVID knocked me for 6. You know, my escapism and keeping healthy, exercise, keeping healthy mentally is walking. That gets taken away from me, and it's not good. You know, if that had carried on much longer, it would have been like an episode. It'd have been like The Shining. I'd have been like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, bursting out my front door with an axe or something. I'm obviously just joking, but yeah, I was feeling the pressure of that. So to go from hardly being able to speak without coughing and really bad, I'm back on a steroid inhaler now, but to be building up to 15-mile walks, I'm pleased. And when the time comes, hopefully I'm going to be in the right place fitness wise to enjoy my mountain walking and wild camping again. Just going to finish the rest of this. I'll get packed up and I'll tidy everything away, make sure it looks as though nobody's been here. I'm going to rejoin the path, cross back over the motorway and start heading back towards Ormskirk and home. A nice warming bath with my name on it when I get back in, and I'll download the footage and start editing to bring you some content, try and keep you entertained. Right, most important job, tidy up, make sure this looks like pristine, not an iota of rubbish. We're ready for round 2 now. Fed and watered. A little bit of whiskey, coffee. Absolutely superb. Some more snow showers heading in. No trace. I'll just demonstrate that. Always do it. Here we go. Bit of flattened earth, no litter, and we're good to go. Right, I've got a couple of miles to go and I'll be back home. I'm leaving Roughwood behind me as we just walked through, and given that we've done the same route on the way back, there's no point carrying on filming it all because you've seen it. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching. It's probably a bit longer than usual, but you know the reasons why. I'm just trying to keep some viewing, some content out there during this awful lockdown. So if you've enjoyed watching this, if you got anything from it, just do that. Hit the thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. I always ask, it'd be great. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe to MCM Outdoors. And like I said at the start of this video, if you're on Instagram, head over, look for MCM Outdoors, give us a follow on there and I'll follow you back. And if you tag me in any of your pictures, I'll pick the best one, which I think is the best, each day or every couple of days, and I'll start reposting them on the Instagram feed. Go make the most of what's on your doorstep, keep pushing the distances, get yourself fit for when we're back out in the mountains. Look after each other, look out for each other, and I'll see you on the next video. Right, take care.